let's get you up to date with the latest Royal Roundup.
Cristo's Right Royal Roundup.
It is mine until the next ident, of course. But the lady in waiting who doesn't like waiting for long, it's Kinsey Schofield, is here. Hello.
Hi.
And of course, it's my Royal Roundup until your ident, and then it's your Royal Roundup, Kinsey Schofield. How are you this morning?
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that system, but I absolutely loathe it. So I'll tolerate for now.
She's a woman that makes her feelings clear. She really is. Nice to have you, Kinsey, as always. Shall we play Kinsey's ident, someone? Fire it up and play it. Come on, we're getting it out.
Kinsey's Right Royal Roundup.
Is she smiling? Is she smiling? Let's have a look. She's smiling. She's shaking her head, but she's smiling. She's happy. Are you happier now?
I am. A lot of crazy news to go over the last week, and specifically, you have a paper there that I unfortunately don't have, because this has been such an incredible read today for me online. But the story from the Times that says that the Princess of Wales might address her health concerns, the mystery surrounding her health at a public engagement.
Yes.
Cristo, if you pour through this article, I think it's pretty clear that the Prince and Princess of Wales have given some insiders permission to talk. And this is a strategy that's been used forever by the royal family, kind of when times get tough, friends going to respected publications and anonymously giving some quotes. But there's a lot of detail in this particular publication that not only makes you sympathize with the Wales family, but really gives you comfort about everything that's happened over the last few months. Some highlights is that one friend says that the photo that is still making headlines all over the world, there's nothing sinister about it. It was just the Princess of Wales's desire to project the polished image that the public has come to expect from the couple, and that Catherine was devastated by the response. Have you heard something similar? Because that's definitely what I've heard.
I don't think it was sinister. I do think it was stupid, and I'll tell you why. And look, I think that, let me just caveat that, I think that some of the abuse and speculation that she has got, I think is vile, and I think is uncalled for. And I think actually the people that made a mistake here was Kensington Palace press office, the Kensington Palace office. Now, do you remember the Christmas card? And the Christmas card with Louis's finger, and Louis had an extra finger or was missing a finger or something in the Christmas card because they had used photo editing software on that Christmas card, and that Christmas card was subject to a lot of speculation, and everyone sort of smiled and laughed about it at the time because it was a Christmas card and it wasn't so important. But that should have been enough that when they were releasing this photo, the first photo that we have seen of the Princess of Wales since her illness, they were doing so in order to make the public reassured that everything was okay with her, but also, I think, in part, to quieten some of the vile conspiracy theories out there. I think it was really misjudged to not just use a photo that was not altered in any way. I don't think that the intention was to be sinister. I don't think the intention was for them to, create this furore. It clearly wasn't. But I think it was misjudged, because it was supposed to be a photo to reassure us, and knowing what had happened with that Christmas photo, they should have predicted that it would be poured over. What do you think?
Well, I have two notes. One note is that Prince Louis apparently likes to do these weird things. Like, one of his little isms, Louis-isms, is that he twists his fingers around in a strange way. So both times I think we might be misinterpreting that one. I think that he does like little Spider-Man fingers. I think that he's just playing with his fingers. The second point is they had 40 minutes to take this photo on a Friday, the Friday before Mothering Sunday, because some of the children had sports to get to. They were all going in different directions. I agree. It should have been it should have been one photo, but apparently the reason that it didn't turn out perfect is you've got Prince William, who no one would identify as a photographer taking the photo. Two, they were crunched with 40 minutes to take this photo, and everybody had multiple places to go and be. So I think it was a stressful situation to try to get this image. You're right. It should have been much more choreographed if this is going to be their Band-Aid on a pretty chaotic situation until we see the Princess of Wales. But I do think that there is a lot of innocence with good intent here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it, actually, innocence with good intent. And also, and you know what, with hindsight's a great thing. Put out a photo that wasn't perfect, you know?
Right.
I think that would have been a more natural photo that wasn't perfect, I think would have been perfect, ironically, because it would have just shown that they're just a family. And sometimes when you know, if you send a family to you, and I think their desire for perfection actually usurped a little bit of common sense. And I don't blame Princess Catherine and Prince William for that. I blame their team around them. That's their job to say, oh, you know what, guys, you know, if we fiddle with this photo too much, you know that people are going to pour over this photo, and you know that what happened at Christmas, you know what? Why don't we put out that photo of Louis looking away a little bit, or one of the children?
The worst part is that the Times says that the team had no clue. So the team is saying, not publicly, but the team is saying behind the scenes that they weren't informed that the photo had been altered. Obviously, they didn't comb over it the way that they should have. And that is why, at the end of the day, we saw something so wild as the Princess of Wales taking full responsibility for the event.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that it was actually her personally that altered the photo, or she was taking responsibility for someone in her team doing so?
I don't know why she would do that, knowing that photo agencies had ripped the photo down and were being so critical of them and saying that they didn't know if they could judge them any longer. Why take such a severe hit? I think she took that hit because it has a really great moral compass, and she just wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I believe. But there's been some misunderstanding about when she's coming back, because this article states that she's going to be returning after April 17th. I was under the impression it was the Easter holiday. It's the Easter holiday they're referring to when the children return to school. And so Prince William is also going to be taking time off during the children's break. So we're not going to be seeing as much as of Prince William, which has been such a relief between the Princess of Wales's absence and the King's absence. You know, one of their friends said they trusted people would give them space. And they said that Prince William is really upset that his wife is having to go through all of this, you know, the photo controversy, you know, all of the conspiracy theories. They say that they're both aware of the chaos and how it's bleeding into the mainstream media, but that he's upset that she's having to deal with this during her recovery. The friends say they do believe they're going to disclose more information once she comes back to royal work.
And that is the story today. We should say that the Sunday Times story we're referring to is the Princess of Wales expected to speak about her recovery when she resumes public duties next month. I mean, the way I perceive this, she's clearly been seriously ill. She's clearly had to have a surgery that is corrective in some way. Perhaps it's a surgery. Well, I don't even want to go into speculating what it might be, but it perhaps it's something that you don't want to feel that you want to talk about till after you're in a better place with it, and that's why she may become an advocate for whatever it might be. It might be something that she's much more comfortable when she's up and feeling great about it, but while she's ill, she wants to keep it under her hat, and it's a shame that she has to say all of this as well. And I think that just separately, this has raised a really interesting debate, actually, about photoshopping in general. And what has changed? Remember, years ago, you used to have Lord Snowdon taking photos of royals. You used to have professional photographers, Cecil Beaton taking photos of the royals. Now, if we're going to have this kind of Instagram royal generation where it's, let's take a snap and stick it online, well, we as the public have to decide what we want. Do we want a professional looking photo, in which case they're going to have to be photographers doing it, or are we, the public, prepared to say, well, look, we'll take a photo that isn't perfect, but we'll know you've not changed it?
Right. Well, we do expect to get a picture of Prince Louis next month, and the article says that the Princess of Wales will likely take that photo of Prince Louis for his birthday announcement, which would be distributed on those same, national, international photo agencies and Instagram.
Well, don't Photoshop it. Do not Photoshop it. Just have him stand still. If you can't make Prince Louis stand still for 40 minutes, good Lord.
Well, the article also says that what Prince William has found especially challenging over the last few weeks is feeling that the couple's bubble is coming under threat. They talk about Louis, I believe he just had a play, Princess Charlotte, her sports. The Princess of Wales is being seen at school. And in Prince William feeling like that bubble is coming under threat, typically they wouldn't have to worry about people hovering, strangers showing up around the neighborhood. But with all of this speculation online, you're seeing a rise in their safety being jeopardized. One friend described Kate and the King's health scares on top of the social media speculation as the hardest time that the Waleses have had to go through as a family, which I think is really, really, just to read those words, I thought was really sad. Yeah. And they said that they're trying to keep things as normal as possible for the kids, but it has not been easy.